diverse and inclusive workplace is one that allows people to bring their whole self to work.
Whole self. Now, that is a phrase I have heard a lot in conjunction with diversity and inclusion initiatives. And despite having watched and listened to so many such things, I'm still somewhat at a loss as to what it means or what relevance there is to it. But here's my best guess. Whole self means there is no filter between your work life and your personal life, which honestly makes very little sense to me, but it does make a sort of insidious business sense, even if it's one fraught with danger for a company. But I'll explain as I go.
Makes everyone feel welcome,
Happy.
Comfortable.
Empowered to speak their mind.
Like a family.
Comfortable, empowered, and like a family. You know, there's another word that comes to mind. Dependent.
Diversity and inclusion is one of our values. It's really become part of our culture, and it's core to who we are now. It's not just a value that we state, it's something we live and breathe.
So it's not just a value. It's an initiative that has become vital and necessary to how your company works. And to follow their own metaphor, without it, they could not survive. Got it.
We came out of the gate super fast and super strong with a fully robust program.
It's not a top-down driven initiative.
This is an authentic grassroots program, and that's where its real power is.
All right, so this wasn't a decision by the people who run the company. This was an initiative pushed from the employees upward, to which the executives caved. Sort of like a coup. Got it.
This is not our full-time job, and the people that have come and put their hard work and their soul into this, they're just volunteering their time.
It's not a full-time job, even though diversity and inclusion is one of the company's values, to the point where it is part of the culture and that it is what you live and breathe. So, doesn't that make it part and parcel with everyone's job, full-time or otherwise?
just seeing everyone show up, really put the time in for everything D&I related is just breathtaking.
An ERG is an employee resource group.
And the mission of those groups is simply for people of like mind to come together and support one another.
Employee resource group, where people of like mind can support one another. So, support groups within the company. Support groups for personal issues like women? I have no idea. I'm going to assume that's women. Parents, and prescription drugs? Okay, and well, I'll assume the middle one here is LGBT, but I have no idea about the others. So, we have a workplace that, at the outset, is meant to be a comfortable, empowering family where everyone has a support group within the family based on one or more personal characteristics or life situations. Got it.
We constantly are encouraging our teams to join ERGs and to feel like they can be comfortable being themselves here.
I wonder what might be thought of someone who just comes to work wanting to work and then leave for the day. Someone who sees a job as a job and not as a home and therapy center.
As a queer individual myself, I find the support that a company has to be monumental to my efforts of want to come to work.
Wait a second. Because you are a queer individual, without a workplace support group, you wouldn't want to come to work? What does being queer have to do with someone's work ethic?
In this day and age, people are expecting more than just the basics of what a company has to offer.
Yes, and it's that expectation of and resulting accommodation by companies that I think is a problem. But I'll explain why I think that shortly.
I feel proud to work here when I see important conversations being had.
Important conversations. I can only assume we're not talking about conversations that pertain to business and job performance, but rather personal, if not edging on work inappropriate conversations.
When I see women being successful and moving up within the company.
When I see collaboration.
When I see people from different departments working together for a cause outside of RMN.
Women succeeding, collaboration, and extracurricular goals unrelated to the job or the company. Got it.
We can be an example of how a company can look at diversity and treat it as an asset instead of something to be afraid of.
Okay, well, I guess I could agree with that notion if diversity were just an organic outgrowth of hiring people on their merits. But this diversity is anything but organic. It is manufactured. It is a regimen tied into the work environment, weighing arbitrary characteristics and personal feelings above all else. And worse than that, it's pushing everyone else to participate in order to fulfill the grand vision.
Like anything, we have more opportunities to do more and better, and we need to do that.
We need to build this program so that we no longer need a program.
We need to build this program so that we no longer need a program. So, you need to train everyone to wallow in identity politics until wallowing in identity politics is the norm. Got it.
It's exciting to think about our organization becoming truly diverse.
The sky's the limit with the opportunities that will exist. We're only just getting started.
Truly diverse.
Truly diverse.
What does that even mean? What does peak diversity look like?
At Retail Me Not,
we recognize and celebrate differences
to ensure that everyone
is valued,
Welcomed,
respected,
and heard.
To better serve our team members
and our customers.
Where everyone is respected and heard. You know, I still have to wonder how welcome someone might be who just wants to put their head down, do their job, and leave it all at their desk at the end of the day.
We're saying it to the world. D&I is important to us as a company. If you're a person that doesn't believe in it, you might not love it here at Retail Me Not because it's important to us.
Yes. If you do not agree with our diverse and inclusive corporate ideology, you might as well not even bother applying here. Well, I do appreciate the candor. So, after watching this video, which is representative of a lot of diversity and inclusion initiatives out there, two overriding thoughts come to my mind that I find concerning, if only as an observer. First is the intentional erosion of professional distance. Now, while there are exceptions, a business is a place of work and not a social club. For the most part, your personal life and personal issues are meant to be left at the door while you focus on getting done what you're paid to do. And I, for one, appreciate that dynamic. I'm fortunate enough to work for a company and a boss that believes there should be a distance between work and life, that my job ends when I leave the office and the rest of my time is my own. But if you do away with professional distance, if everyone is effectively mandated to share their whole selves, and to consider the workplace their therapy center and their coworkers their family, I can only imagine the nightmare scenarios in HR when someone has to be fired, or laid off, or the line between a working and a personal relationship vanishes completely. The other notion that comes to mind has to do with a very similar video I did recently regarding UC Santa Cruz. Now, save for a few contextual details, the sentiments here nearly mirror all of those at the college. And so what I see here is a flowing continuation of the kind of coddling we see in higher education leading straight into the workforce, where all experiences and challenges need to be insulated and made safe, and everyone gets their participation ribbon because nobody should feel left out, even if they have nothing to offer. Where the workplace is a welcoming one. Unless you're not on board with sharing your personal life at the office, because in that case, well, you might as well not even work here. Diversity and inclusion? No. It's uniformity and invasive. It puts employees on the spot to join in on the hug box or face the consequences of not getting along with the program. And if that becomes both your life and your livelihood, I see nothing less than a living nightmare. As always, thank you for watching.